The shot. Stay on me. Stay on me, Matt, if you would. Matt Zambola. This is the best. I got to tell you right now. Piscopo in the morning. This is great. Thank you. Yuri, thank you. So, one of the and Aaron, you want to stay with us? You okay with this? Because it could get crazy here. We don't know. Aaron Sykes is with us as well. So, John D. Domenico is. I came up on Saturday Night Live. I came up with Eddie Murphy. I came up with Danny Aykroyd was my idol. He was on before I was on, and then Darrell Hammond, man, one of the brilliant cats. Dana Carvey, this guy. John D. Domenico is one of the funniest cats I've seen. So he does a great Donald Trump impression. We support the president. We will be voting for the president in 2020, and we think the president is doing a magnificent job.
Tremendous. I had to jump in. I'm doing such an incredible job, I have to tell you. So amazing. Greatest president in the history of presidents, other than the late, great Abe Lincoln, his wife was maybe a three. So
John D. Domenico came in, and he dressed up as President Trump.
Everybody, so excited. The people can't see this. There's 5,000 people in the studio right now. But the press, they're not going to show it. They're not going to show it. Terrible people, the press. Terrible people. Failing New York Times subscriptions are way down, Joe. Way down. But your listenership is through the roof. Through the roof. I hope you're very excited about all the people who are going to be listening to this show today. You're going to break the internet, like I do every day.
Mr. President, you're on your way down to Orlando.
I'm going to Orlando. And I just found something a lot of people don't know this.
What's that?
You know, Las Vegas is LAS, Los Angeles LAX.
Yeah.
Orlando is MCO, and I just found out why. Mickey's corporate office. I just found out. So we're gonna have to change the call things for Washington D.C.
And how many people are down there?
So many people. That is such a red state. It's so red it's sore. That's how red that state is. It's a sore state. I have to tell you. But I'm so excited to be here. Everything's going so great. I'm sitting next to this beautiful woman, absolutely gorgeous. You could be my next wife. You could be the fourth first lady.
No, we love Melania.
I love Melania too, but you know what I say? 44 and out the door. So time's up. But she's absolutely good. What do you do?
I do some retail commentary.
Retail. Great.
Very
We're doing
strong.
great. The economy is doing absolutely fantastic. Greatest economy in the history of the United States. Lowest unemployment among every single demographic group, including little people. They're more employed now than the Wizard of Oz. Can you believe it? They're so happy. They're so happy, the little people. But China's killing us. They're absolutely killing us. Chinese are terrible people. Terrible people. Great takeout. Terrible people. I thought the Xi Jinping. Why would you put an X in your kid's name? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to the kid? But anyway, he sent me a lovely letter. We're doing great with the tariffs. He loves the tariffs. We're just having some fun with the tariffs. It's going to go great, believe me. But you know what's great about China? They have a wall. They have a tremendous wall. You can see it from space. You can see
the wall from space.
And I talked to Xi Jinping, and you know what he told me? He said, no Mexicans in China, not even a Taco Bell. Can you believe it?
Did you ask him why he had an X in his name, Mr. President?
I didn't. You know, it's a good question. I should have asked him. What's the thing with the O through the line through with these Russian guys? What is that? I can never figure out these languages.
I have to ask you, the hair is like...
It's on point. It's on point.
It's like great. You did that. I can't believe...
Well, you wore a lot of wigs.
Yeah, I'm on my way to wearing one now.
I like how it just comes straight across.
I call it the Trump shelf. The Trump shelf.
So who would you like to face? This is John D. Domenico doing a killer Donald Trump impression with great respect. You could laugh at it. We're huge fans of the president. And again, who do you want to face in 2020, Mr. President?
Well, I don't want to face Bernie Sanders because of his dandruff and his bad breath. So let's knock him out. And Joe Biden is so old they discontinued his blood type, so I don't need it. You know, that guy is just, I don't want him. You know, and Pete Buttigieg, I don't know. No one's going to elect a Buddhist. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
And what about Elizabeth Warren?
Oh, Pocahontas. I don't know about her. She's not that smart. I don't know how professors could get in to be professors. She's not that bright, I have to tell you. There's so many, though. There's so many to choose from.
Mr. President, are you upset about your interview with George Stephanopoulos, sir?
No. Incredibly well. Highest ratings ever on ABC. But George was a little bit of a wise guy. Asking me questions I didn't like. You know what I mean? The Greek people. Terrible people. They invented feta cheese. The worst cheese of all.
But you're a tall guy. George was a little.
It was incredible. Did you see us in the back of the Beast? See him looking in the back of a Volkswagen. He looked like Mini-Me. He looked like Mini-Me with hair. Mini with hair. He has bad breath too. He gets very close. And he's so smug. So smug with his legs crossed. He's not my therapist because I don't have one. I'm a genius.
A stable genius.
Stable genius.
Now, what's going on with Iran, sir? Are you gonna?
Well, you know what? Iran is a very, very tough situation. And we gave them all that money, and now they're building up, and now they want more. You know what I mean? You give them an inch, and they take a mile.
Kind of like an ex-wife, Mr. President.
You know what? I was literally about to say that. Joe, you and me, we're simpatico, which I think means we think alike. I'm not sure.
And so you're in to win it in 2020. You kick
We're
off.
gonna win. We are going to win. I'm gonna guarantee it. We're gonna get rid of the outdated electoral college and replace it with Trump University. It'll be a Trump slide. And after that, 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, maybe president for life. Wouldn't that be great? At my rallies, many, many people say, could you be president for life? Even the liberals want me to be president for life. George Stephanopoulos said to me, I hope you get life. I thought, thank you, George. That's very nice. Very sweet.
You're back in your old home stomping ground.
I love it here. I love New York. And not just because I own most of the buildings. I love it because it's such a wonderful place. So many great people. I walk around, Donnie. I say, Mr. President.
And what about when George Stephanopoulos went after you about obstruction of justice?
Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
Can you believe that?
They don't even say, how did the Mueller probe start, sir? It was with the Russia collusion delusion.
Right.
Witch hunt.
Right, and GPS fusion, and all the other stuff, and AT&T and MCI and all those people. They've been against me from the beginning. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And then he asked me that whole thing if I got information from another country. Wouldn't you look? I would look. Okay, nothing wrong here. Then I would call the FBI. By the way, the FBI, their number's unpublished. You can't even call them. I wouldn't even know how to reach the FBI, to tell you the truth, and most people wouldn't.
We gotta take a break, John. I wonder if we can talk to you, Mr. President, as your real self, John D. Domenico.
Absolutely.
Are we allowed to do that? Do you have to take the wig off?
I have to give me 30 minutes. Take my face off.
How long to get the
Takes
makeup?
about an hour. With the wigs. It takes a while with the wigs.
That's a great wig,
Thank you.
Mr.
And
President.
you know who made my very first wig? Bob Kelly. He used to make all the wigs.
Bob
for SNL.
Kelly?
Yeah.
The guy's a legend.
Yeah.
He made your wig here?
He made my very first, when he was still alive. He unfortunately passed away. But do you remember the Visa commercial with Trump? Where he jumped into that was on top of the Chrysler building, had a Visa card, it blew out of his hand, landed in a dumpster. Yeah. That was the first wig I bought from Bob.
Oh,
I bought
my gosh.
Trump's body double's wig.
That's great. It looks great. John,
and since then, I've had the voice, and I can't get rid of it. It's so strange.
I got to tell you, because I study this, man, and did you study his voice? Did you discover it? Sometimes you discover it as you're walking around the house.
Well, it's, we're both from the Northeast, so we've got that nasality, so that's automatic. But the whole thing was after The Apprentice. Because on The Apprentice, it was very basic. Blue team, green team, you both suck. But blue team, you're fired. But it wasn't until I started running, and all of a sudden his hands are moving, and he's up, and he's down his cadence. He's like, I have to tell you, and it's up, and he speeds up and slow. I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
I've been doing this guy since 2004, and all of a sudden it kind of just changed. So, and I really noticed the deep. You know how Leno does that? Hey guys, how you doing? And it drops down really low. When he does it. So I noticed that he's got that up and down. And one of the things because I always look for patterns in vocal things, and the only person who actually comes close, because no one speaks like Trump. Nobody. Nobody. And I thought, it got to be where is there? And I was thinking, Christopher Walken. Because they're both from Queens. So it's Joe. Wow. So great to be here. And with Trump, it's very much the same thing. It's the staccato.
John, and also, I'm going to go to break, Al. I know. Regis. There's a Regis.
Yes, there's Regis.
There's Regis. Isn't it?
This guy's bonkers. That's why I think him and Regis were so much good friends. They would just go crazy.
Because they're both from Queens.
They're both from Queens. The traffic here is crazy.
John D. Domenico, I'll tell you, man, I've been with the best. This guy is the best. With respect to President Trump, who we support and we love.
Absolutely.
You know, and you can have fun with it. Doesn't have to be mean,
he's
man.
a funny guy.
Yeah, and you know what? And
humor.
he gets big laughs when he's out on the road.
He does.
When he does different jokes and
The whole thing with the birds and the windmills, I think, is absolutely.
yeah. He goes.
I think he's winking.
Exactly right. He knows.
You know.
Or with the dog, when he said me with a dog on the White House lawn, he said,
Really? It's not going to happen. And these windmills, it's like a bird cemetery. It's like a bird. They should have little headstones. I mean, that's funny. Come on.
John D. Domenico, Aaron Sykes is with us. Big Al, we're going to take a break because we do have news on the program. Hello, I think so. I don't know what the heck we're doing this morning, but Big Al's here.
Jerry Shang now with Shango. Let's do both.
With the Donald Trump wig, I love it.
Tear my face over.
Austin
It's
and
me, Austin.
Aaron Sykes is here, a beautiful guy like that. I to be close to Austin Powers like that, very, very dangerous.
Very. The cross-mogination is crazy, baby.
Aaron, you're very patient. You didn't mean to walk into this today.
Yeah.
This is waking me up more than those 4 coffees I
So,
had.
but you support the president, correct?
Oh, 100%.
You know, and you see, and he's making the announcement today in Orlando. And then, but when I see somebody as brilliant as John is to go and do an impression, it's you. Don't you agree? I mean, as a young person, everybody goes to Saturday Night Live and Alec Baldwin, and listen, Alec's a brilliant guy, and I like him, and I don't want to say anything bad about Saturday Night Live because you got to laugh at yourself. But the way John does it, and Aaron, I address this to you, it's with respect and it's fun and it's okay, right?
Absolutely. I think that it's important to be able to poke fun at yourself. Or,
Yeah.
the president laughs along with the rest of us. And plus, I think it's good for his brand when he's got more
and he's
impersonators out there.
like we said, he is a funny guy. There's a lot to him that's very humorous.
He gets genuine, John, as a comic performer. The president of the United States gets genuine, huge laughs in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah, and when that's off prompter. It's coming right off his head.
He does it himself.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot of humor there.
it is true. It's true. Now, have you met President Trump? Got to perform for him at all?
Yes, I met him back in 1990 when we did Tony and Tina's at the Trump Plaza. Then I did his 55th birthday party at the Castle. I was Austin Powers. It was when Austin Powers was really popular, and they had almost the entire cast of The Sopranos there. The Edie Falco and Gandolfini weren't there, but just everybody else.
Yeah,
and I remember meeting everybody, and Joe Pants was even there. So that was really
Joey
cool.
Pantoliano, my buddy, man, he's the best.
Yeah, so it was about 1,200 people at the Castle.
Christopher, you're really taking me off, Christopher. I want to go after him. I got Paulie Walnuts, Christopher. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, the voices come to you sometimes.
Yeah. It's
He
great
said,
when you
James
just kinda
Gandolfini, I
crack
just
'em.
got to get into this Jersey thing. Christopher, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
There's very few people who was doing it.
Yeah, you can't do.
Very few,
I do Mac the Knife with different voices. Rodney's the best. Everybody,
Your-
we've all done
Your
Rodney.
lower register.
I'm all right.
is
I'm
amazing.
okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. That's all
That's like a voice print.
But is that funny? But he used to do that. Rodney would, when he'd meet you. Hey, Joe, how are you? You're a good guy. Good guy. How you doing? I'm all right now. The last week I was in rough shape. Hey, where are the girls? Get the girls. He was like a maniac. Am I right or wrong?
My favorite Rodney joke was in my daughter. She's no prize either. She's like Federal Express. She absolutely positively has to be there overnight. And I just thought, that's a funny. Like, they were so precise.
You know what
jokes.
we used to love to do esoteric characters on SNL, and I would do. Remember, the killer was Dan Aykroyd branded Tom Snyder.
Yes.
You're too young, Aaron. You're too young, and Al, you're a
The
news junkie.
smoking,
Oh,
the leisure suits.
You know, good morning, everybody. You know, like that, and with the left.
Tom Snyder was the best.
He was a great journalist and a great guy.
And had another big head of hair like Trump.
Yeah, it's so true. But I did at the Comedy Club, 44th and 9th, I did the Snyder impression, but Danny did it first on SNL, so technically it's his impression. You know, you got to feel like that.
Yeah.
Now I go on SNL. I'm a kid. You got to do Tom Snyder. I go, Danny Aykroyd, how am I going to possibly do it? I do a Spanish Tom Snyder. It's the only way I can do it. You got to like do
That's
something.
brilliant. Yeah, you got to make it your own. You got to turn it. What I liked when Darrell Hammond did Trump was, and I don't know if it was the writers or his choice, but he had this great thing where someone would say, Mr. Trump, you need to do this. He would say, I'm glad I thought of that. Whatever the suggestion was, it was he would take it and make it Trump's idea.
Daryl's Bill Clinton was brilliant. Just
and what he did with Clinton, he was the first one to make Bill Clinton sexy. Hey, how you doing?
Right.
He made him really kind of lecherous.
Yeah. But you know what, John, talking with this brilliant John Domenico, is when you absorb the characters. When you absorb the characters. Aykroyd wrote that book, in my mind. Yeah. You had some great guys. You're younger, much younger than I am. John Biner was great. Remember, Frank Gorshin was great.
Yes.
These were the old time.
I got to meet Frank near the last years. He was friendly with some people that I knew, and I got to meet him on a number of
Brilliant.
He was, I think, truly underrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I loved Biner because he was on Ed Sullivan all the time.
Biner was the man.
But Frank Gore, I didn't hear a lot of people always talking about him.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest influence I had was David Fry and Nixon: A 4-Year Fantasy. I memorized that album. Because it was
David Fry. That's right. He used to come into the Improv. I just had that flash. He would come into the Improv.
He was brilliant. He did one album, was 40 voices, and it was a narrative. It began at the very beginning with Nixon visiting the Godfather.
Oh,
hey, you need a favor. You never come to visit me. I was just saying to Pat the other day, we don't see enough of the Corleones anymore. And that's the
that
opening.
was David Fry wrote that.
David Fry wrote that, and Gabe Cotter was his second on that. So
Gabe Kaplan from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Welcome Back, Kotter.
What did he do?
He was the second voice. So any other voice he did all the other voices.
Watch this. You're way too young. Vaughn Meter did JFK.
Yeah, I had the album. My parents had the album.
See,
I was a little young, but I'm like a historian of.
You're a student, so we have to leave, Mr. President. We thank you for joining us.
Always
Good
a
luck
pleasure.
in Orlando.
Thank you. It's going to be great. It's going to be hot, sweaty, smelly.
Other
than that,
how
I
many
love
people outside the arena?
50,000 people, and 25,000 who couldn't get in the snow. It's snowing in Orlando. So strange, but because of me, that's why. It's going to cool them off.
John Domenico, you're the best, man. Thank you, John. I'm putting the makeup on. We appreciate it very much. Well done. Well done. And Eric Sykes, you were such a good sport, Eric. Great. On Fox Business, QVC, Google Aaron Sykes. You can check that out. Hey, we're going. Debbie, we've lost complete control of the show this morning, Debbie.